Hey guys, welcome back to Medical Coding with Blue. Today's episode is all about medical coding, the career that you make it. If you're brand new to my channel, welcome. I am Blue. I'm a medical coder. Okay guys, so let me try that again. There we go. So I got this comment from a viewer who was asking lots of questions about the health information field, medical coding, medical billing and coding. She's new to a program and she wants to kind of know a little bit more about what she's getting herself into. But she made this comment, and I want to address this because I think that when you are a brand new medical coding student, and oftentimes you're the only one that's going through this. Your friends are not going through this, your family members are not going through this. A lot of people don't know what we do. So let me read the comment and then we'll get into it. So here we go. So the viewer says, I too am in my 40s, because the video was about pursuing the career after the age of 40. I too am in my 40s, and I almost got discouraged because when I told my best friend about my new endeavor in medical billing and coding, and she began to tell me about a guy that she knows who has been doing medical billing and coding for many years, yet he can't afford to pay his rent and just had to move in with his brother, and he does Uber on the side, and he lives in Atlanta. And I had to tell my friend that first off, I find it hard to believe that said guy has been in coding for years and isn't making decent enough pay to pay his bills. And if this is the case, it was not due to the career choice, but could be due to his financial choices. We don't know what he is spending, what his spending habits are. Could be backed up in child support, etc. We just never know. All right, first of all, why you gotta bring up the guy's child support? But anyway, that aside, all jokes aside, when you start telling people about your plans to get into this field, all of a sudden everybody is an expert, just like this so-called best friend. Now, sometimes people's heart is in the right place and they just want to protect the person and they think they're doing the right thing when they don't really know what they're talking about, because the field pays well. No, I don't talk about money and specifics on my channel. I never have and I never will, because every place is different. As we see from this example here, the guy's in Atlanta. The cost of living in Atlanta is astronomical. However, we don't know who he is working for, if he's working for a doctor's office, a private doctor's office, or if he's working for a hospital, or if he's working for, a federally qualified healthcare system. We don't know who he's working for. We don't know what his financial situation is. So we can't base, we shouldn't get into this just because of one person's example. And it should never be on, the friend of a friend of a friend. That's just ridiculous. But that aside, let's just think about this. If you have chosen to pursue this career field, it is a great career field. I say this all the time on my channel, 1,300 plus videos where I say this. And I say this because it's the thing that I have done for the last 16 years. It's the thing that I will continue to do into the future and build my career on. So with that said, the thing that you guys have to understand is people are going to have their opinions. And I'm glad the viewer shut the friend down, the so-called friend down. But sometimes, even the people closest to you are going to be the ones to try to discourage you the most. So you have to kind of be careful with that. I know it's really exciting and you want to share your journey with somebody and you think, oh, who better than my best friend? But you have to think sometimes if they can't do it, they're going to try to discourage other people from pursuing their dreams, maybe because they can't, or maybe because they're too afraid. Okay? So whatever the case is, whatever the situation, it doesn't matter. The thing about it is somebody out there has a situation like this, and I'm sure somebody out there is going through the same thing of like their family members or their friends are trying to discourage them from pursuing this, and they have no idea what this is about or what it's for. You know, you are the only one who has the power to make your career in medical coding what it is, okay? Whether it is going to be a successful and lucrative career, or whether it is going to be a pain and you feel like you're working for nothing, you know. So it really all depends on you, the attitude that you come in with, and if you're going to be a worker, or if you're going to be somebody that wants to learn, or if you're going to be somebody that, oh no, I can figure it out, I got it, I don't need anybody to tell me what to do, then you're setting yourself up for failure real fast, you know. It's a team effort, but it's also very individually driven, this career field. So it's a little weird when I say it like that, but that's the truth. And when you think about all the things that you have done to get to this point, whether it is that you had to convince yourself that this is what you needed to do, this is what you needed for you, and then for somebody else to come along and just kind of foo-foo it. You guys got to start keeping your plans to yourself. You ever heard that? You know, where you got to keep your plans to yourself and then let people see your success. Don't start bragging about your success. Don't start telling people about your plans, because small-minded people are going to say small-minded things, and they're going to try to keep you small-minded too. Okay? But like I said, we don't know what other people's financial situations are, and we don't know what they're doing with their money. Okay? It could be a bunch of different things, not just child support. It could be a bunch of different things. But this career field does support people. It supports people all the time. Single people, people with families, they do this. Single parents who are doing this, and they're able to take care of their family and their kids and still be able to maintain, you know, their home and things. So it's not for naught, guys. You know, when you go into this with the attitude of that you're going to learn and that you're going to work towards something, that's going to be a big plus for you, because then you're going to be able to say, okay, I can do anything. And once you start getting that confidence, then you're going to start seeing your circle of friends, your circle of people that are around you get smaller and smaller, because sometimes it's very difficult. And in human nature, when people, you know, kind of like, they foo-foo, you know, whatever, sometimes it's because they can't do it, or they didn't feel like they ever had the opportunity, or sometimes they may just be flat out too lazy. You know, there is that. There is always that. Not that I'm saying that this lady's friend is lazy. I'm just saying she may not have had those opportunities, or she may not allow herself to have those opportunities. And it's funny that somebody who's supposedly your best friend and is coming to you and saying, hey, I want to do this. Your job as a best friend is to support them. That's your job as a best friend, is to support them. Now, if she was doing something that was, obviously not going to be good for her, then obviously that would be different. But this is that lady's opinion. It is her opinion. Because again, it's secondhand information, or really third-hand information. You know, so yeah. That's what I have to say about that. The things that you do have to know about coding, I say all the time, as far as like you have to study, that's a given. That is a given, that you do have to study. There will be times in this career field that you will question yourself and wonder, is this the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? You are. It's just part of the growing process when you're like that. And the more that you learn to study, and the more that you learn to ask questions, and you become a better communicator, the better off you'll be. And those things will come with time. I say all the time on my channel is that I have personally developed, I have professionally developed throughout my 16 years in this career. I've been here at my forever home for 15 years. So I've essentially grown up in my forever home here at my work. But when I think about how I started and how shy I was, how I would be so like, I don't know, should I say anything, should I not, and talk to these providers, and now it's no big deal. It's one of my strong suits to be able to do that. But I never would have gotten that chance if I hadn't just put that extra step forward. And questioning during the process of, oh, this and oh, that, and started asking and telling people things. You're not in it yet. Let yourself get in it. Let yourself be immersed in it. Not just in the school, but when you actually start getting your first job and working and things like that. Let yourself get in it before you start speaking about it. Okay? Talk to your pet, cat, dog, fish, bird, whatever, and let them know about it. Let them hear about it. You know, what do they say about cats and dogs? They live rent free. You know, let them earn their rent. You know, by listening to you. And so that's something that you can do, because it's all about protecting your peace. A lot of people talk about that as well. Is that protecting your peace is not sharing all of your current projects, all of your achievements and things like that, because there's always going to be somebody out there that's going to be like looking at you and trying to wait for you to mess up or wait for you to give it up. Oh, you see, such and such, they're a quitter. They always quit all the time. You know, and then when you start achieving your goals, oh, well, now they think they're too good. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way that sometimes it is in life, but it doesn't have to be. That's why we need to learn to control our emotions, control what we say. We live in a society where we're sharing a lot, and a lot of the stuff that's being shared does not need to be shared. It does not need to be shared, all right? And there's nothing wrong with after the fact, after you get done with everything, then you share. Then you start talking about your journey. Then you start asking more questions to like veterans and things like that. But if you really want to get advice about the career field, talk to somebody that's in the career field, not somebody with secondhand knowledge that thinks that they know. Because there's a huge difference between billing and coding. We don't know if the guy is a biller. There's a huge difference between the pay scales as well. People who have their own billing companies and billing businesses, obviously they get paid differently, but also their costs are a lot different. Billers and coders do not make the same. We do not make the same money, all right? At least not out of the gate. Now, when you become, a more competent biller, then that's when they start, moving up in that pay scale. Again, we don't talk about money in specifics. Do not leave anything about money in the comments, because I'm not going to answer. Okay, I won't answer. And the reason that I don't, again, is because every place is different and everybody has a different idea of what is good to start. What is good to start in. Because remember, your starting salary is not where you will stay. A lot of times people get fixated on that. They get fixated on that number. And if it's not this high astronomical number like they think that they deserve, then they don't want it. When you have not earned your spot, does that make sense to you? But everything is about, I deserve this, I deserve that. Not if you haven't earned it yet. Not if you haven't earned it yet. It's the same thing for like these people that talk about, oh, well, I want to travel and I want to do coding. Who thinks that way? We have to protect private information. No, you can't do that. You cannot do that. Oh, I want to live abroad and do this. Do you know living abroad requires different requirements depending on the country that you're in? Do y'all ever think about that? There's rules about this stuff. But no. Want to think about like, oh, I want to do, I want. No, you need to work. So then you can have whatever you want. All right? I'm just saying. But a lot of things that people don't think about, and they need to do their research. Okay, so, but yes, your career is what you make of it. If you want it to be a chore, it will be a chore really quick. If you are not happy where you are working, you need to actively seek another place to work. Because when you are not happy where you work, you're bringing that energy of unhappiness to the workplace. Doesn't matter if what's causing the unhappiness at work. If you are unhappy in that job, it will show in your work. So the best thing that you can do is to continue to look for another job while you have this job, so that way you can see what are your other options. Everybody has a choice. Everybody has an option. Don't ever feel like you don't have an option, because that's when you get stuck. And people have found themselves stuck for years. And then by the time they know it, they didn't get to do all the things that they wanted to do because they got stuck. Because in their mind, they couldn't do better than the job that they had, right? So even though they dislike it, they're just still there because of the benefits. I get those messages all the time. I'm not happy in this job because of this, and this, and X, Y, Z. And, but I only stay here because of, the benefits. And then why are you complaining to me? Why are you complaining to me? If you're going to stay there, then why are you complaining to me? I'm just saying. But with that said, it's your choice, guys. It's your choice. But a lot of times, some of the drama that you find yourselves in is self-induced. Self-induced drama because of things like this. If this person had to listen to this other person, she wouldn't be watching my channel. It's just lucky enough that she was just like, no, I don't think that. I'm going to think this way. But she's still kind of asking that question because there was a lot of questions that they posted saying, what do you find joyful about this? And which I'm going to do on another episode. And then only wanted to talk to people who had a CPC. That's so short-sighted. When you are studying for CPC, well, I only want to talk to people who have a CPC. Okay, so then you eliminated the people that have AHIMA credentials. And why? We're tested on the same code set. The different tests are a little bit, they're different, right? They obviously have different domains, but the fundamentals of the whole thing is the same, right? We're tested on the coding manuals, like the coding from the different manuals, but we all use the same code set. So don't be so short-sighted just because you're with AAPC doesn't mean that somebody who has an AHIMA credential can't answer your question. Okay, so I don't like that. I don't like comments that are just directed towards AAPC members. Anything that's just directed towards AAPC members, I delete, because no, you're not doing that. Everybody's in the discussion. Everybody's in the discussion, not just AAPC members. I'm just saying. So with that said, best of luck to you guys on your career choice to get into medical coding. My channel is full. Like I told this viewer, my channel is filled with every kind of video that you ever wanted to know. Anything that you wanted to know about coding, from audits to sequencing to modifiers to finding your first job to jobs to avoid and resume tips. I have everything. The mistakes that I have made as a coder, my day in the life as a medical coder. No, I don't show y'all my screen when I'm working. I never will do that. Never, ever. Because I am a very, a very big supporter of HIPAA. So, yeah, you'll never see that. But you will see everything else. There's a lot of other things that I talk about with coding. The channel is dedicated to coding. That's why it's called Medical Coding with Bleu. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.